Alright, Module 3, we're dealing with hand tools. We're going to start out in Section 1. Same process, I'm going to go through and give you some guidance and focused learning, evaluating the safety of hand tools, using hand tools. I know we're going to have to cut some framing lumber. We're going to have to inspect the safety of a variety of hand tools, and you'll have to use those so I can check you off and make sure you are competent in using hand tools. But we'll start off with common hand tools. That's Section 1. Click the subscribe button below. Remember the notifications bell. Module 3, Section 1, Common Hand Tools. The objective is to identify and to explain how to use various types of hand tools, including hammers and demolition tools, chisels and punches, screwdrivers, adjustable and non-adjustable wrenches, sockets and torque wrenches, and pliers and wire cutters. Ball peen hammers, as shown here, are also known as engineer's hammers, or more importantly, you should write machinist hammers. So ball peen hammers are also known as machinist hammers. A sledgehammer is a heavy-duty tool that is used to drive post or other large stakes. Alright, here's a sledgehammer, 2-pound sledgehammer, cross peen. Let's talk about chisels and punches. This is a set of cold chisels, and this is a set of wood chisels. Common cold chisels has an edge that is ground at a 60-degree angle. That's important. Write it down. Alright, when you see chisels or punches that have a mushroom head here, we should take these out of operation and get a new chisel or punch. Write this note down. Perhaps Robertson is a drive, and I would also write a hexagon is a 6-sided object. There's a read and print screw here. It looks a lot like the Phillips head, but comes to a sharp point at the base of the socket. Alright, I was going to go back so I could say something about this, but here they are anyway. Well, this figure is showing you why you should use the proper head size for the proper screw. What it's trying to say is something too large could damage the screw, something too small could either damage the screw or the driver. Something too thick wouldn't even work. Something too thin has a little slipping going on. You're going to twist, and the screw will give perhaps a little bit. The material of the screw strips. Once it gives, it's called stripping the screw. What I was going to say here is a lot of people want to call this the flathead screw. But as you can see, this is a slot right here. This is called the slotted screwdriver. Alright, it's not a flathead screwdriver. As a matter of fact, this is not even a flathead screw. Alright, the flathead screw can be slotted. It can also be Phillips. It can be Allen. It can be Torx. It can be all of those all of those drives. But when we're talking about flat, that's the head of the screw. When we talk about slotted, we're talking about the drive itself. So this driver, the screwdriver, is slotted. Wrenches, these are open end, these are box end. The sizes are typically labeled here and here, or somewhere in the center. If it's both the same size, it could be an open end and closed end, same size wrench. Sometimes you will have these wrenches that have different sizes, so be careful to make sure you're looking at what size you need. Again, if it has some sort of slipping going on, just damage the head of the nut or bolt that you're using. This is a pipe wrench here. This is a spud wrench, and this is just called the adjustable wrench. Some people want to call this the crescent wrench because a lot of times you'll see crescent on the side of these. That's a manufacturer. It's not actually the name of the tool. One thing you can notice between these two photos right here, and this will be on a quiz or a test perhaps, you'll see this question later. The spud wrench operates the same as a pipe wrench, however the jaws are smooth. If you look closely, you can see these jaws on the spud wrench are smooth, and these have teeth. Speed handles are very handy, especially when a nut is rough and difficult to run down with a finger. This is a speed handle here. You put the palm of your hand here, your other hand here, and you rotate this handle, and as you can see at the very end, it has a socket adapter just as it does on any other ratchet or socket type set. You attach the correct side there, and it very quickly speeds the process of getting the nut down to where it needs to go. It's not a very good tool to tighten things up with, but it can get you to the point to where you can tighten them with an open-ended wrench or perhaps an adjustable wrench. Or the different types of pliers. Tongue and groove. A lot of people want to call them the channel lock pliers because Channel Lock started making these things. That's the manufacturer, not the tool name. These are tongue and groove. This is a slip joint pliers. As you notice the slip joint here, this operates in a couple of different sizes. This long nose pliers, a lot of people call them the needle nose pliers based on the appearance here. Looks like two needles perhaps, but this is the long nose pliers. Some people even call them the long reach pliers. Lineman pliers. All right, down here you'll see a note. Lineman pliers are also known as side cutters because you can see this piece right here can be used to cut wire and other things like that. Locking pliers. Some people call this the vice grip pliers because vice grip being a manufacturer. This is an adjustable knob. The release lever is right here. Typically you open these up, you adjust it to the size you need to, you'll lock it back in place, and then you can complete your work. Alright, that'll do for today. So make sure you've got your notes, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much. Alright, that was section 1. Thanks so much. Later.